Oh, hello friends. It is Monday morning, week 3 of the block 3 primary bench session. And as you guys have seen, bench has been going like crap past 2 weeks. I've been thinking about this session for the whole weekend and I tried to fix all the variables coming in here. So last night I went to bed at 8. I had a good long walk before the bed, no screen time. So this morning I woke up fully rested. Even my watch says my daily readiness is like 98, which is crazy good. My nutrition was on point like the whole weekend. Yesterday I had a steak for breakfast. But I think I got all the outside variables in check, so I have no excuse not to perform today. It is week 3 of the block 3. Shit is getting heavy, and I think today's top single is gonna be RPE8. When I started this block, the number I had in back of my mind was 157.5. Although, given that I don't have a spotter today and that the bench has been going like shit for the past 2 weeks, I'm probably not gonna do that, but I'm gonna try to increase compared to my last week at least. Also, my body weight this morning, 147.2 kg. So like I said, this whole weekend I took nutrition seriously, so there is no bounce back. I'm pretty much the same weight I was before the weekend. And yeah, when it comes to benching, like last 2 weeks, not only the outside variables were not right, like I had very bad sleep, very bad nutrition before the bench sessions, but also the bench press itself, my technique was completely broken. I reflected on the videos of my top sets. Maybe we can look at it together now. So if I take the video from last week, I'll put it up somewhere next year. Well, last week's top set was 152.5 kg. And if you pay close attention to the bottom part of this lift, like when I lower the bar, you can see this small bounce. And you can see that I lost tightness in my upper body completely. Like the bar was just lying on my chest and I was not even like holding it. My arms were becoming spaghetti. And then all of a sudden I tried to explode using my leg drive, but it's almost like starting the lift from the dead stop. I started the whole lift on the bottom, like I lost all the tightness, I lost all the momentum. And this is not how I usually bench. And I think the reason I did this was I talked about in this session about leg drive. And I watched a lot of videos on this sinking method, when people let the bar sink in their chest and then they explode with their legs, which is kind of what I tried to do, but I don't think I did that either. Like I didn't let the bar just sink in my chest, I just let the bar completely. That's a big no-no. I need to pay attention to that. And another thing I noticed, like with my bench in general, not just this session, every time I push the bar, like I try to be explosive and push with all my strength at once. But what ends up happening on the top of the bench, you can see that my shoulders go a bit out as well. It's not end of the world when it comes to these singles. I mean, it is a bad thing because you can get hurt like that, but it is more of a problem when it's multi-rep bench, because then again I lose tightness in my shoulders and it screws me up for the following reps. Like I'm out of position. So the focus for today is gonna be fixing my bench press technique. Like this weekend I've been thinking about some of the new cues I want to implement, and I'm gonna try to do that during my warm-ups, see how it goes. And the idea is I'm gonna try not to let the bar sink. Like I wanna be fully tight throughout the whole lift. I wanna hold the bar without like losing any tightness. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I feel strong, I feel rested. It's all about this today. I need my mental game to be back and I need my bench press technique to be in check. Without further ado, I'm gonna start warming up. I want a win today. There is no excuses. Yeah, let's fucking go. Alright, so the first bench cue I'm gonna try to change is me setting up on the bench in the first place. So what I did before, I would kinda, set up here, I would unrack, and then I would try to set up my shoulders. What I wanna do now is I want to set up my shoulders even before I unrack. So when I unrack, I just focus on the lift and I'm fully tight before. I watched a video by Sebastian Orb, the Australian coach guy, and the way he does it is basically like this. He puts the head outside of the bench and then he pulls himself onto the bench. Oh, I got a cramp. So now my back is fully tight. My glutes are tight, my legs are tight, and I unrack. last warm-up, guys. It's gonna be 140 kg. So far the technique feels spot on, but I do feel like a slight ache in my left pectoral tendon, but I think I've been feeling it for 2 months now since that injury in block 1. It hasn't fully healed, but yeah, when I do this warm-up I'll see if it's gonna affect the way I do my top set. But so far I feel like I'm on track to do 155 today, RPE8. But yeah, let's do the warm-up and see. I'm not sure. Let's load 155 anyway and see what happens. Alright guys, 155 kg on the bar, RPE8 single. It's week 3 of the block 3. Shit is getting heavy, but as you've seen, bench press is not going that well for me in the past 2 weeks. The technique has been off and the weights haven't been moving the way I expected them to move. So I'm taking it down a notch. Like I was supposed to do 157.5 today. Yeah, this is my 3rd time doing this weight, I think, on bench press. And first 2 times it moved comfortably, but today I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. My main focus is just to not lose any tightness in my upper back and my legs throughout the whole lift. And then for week 4, it really depends on what happens today. So as you can see, I don't have a spotter, so I'm a bit reluctant as well about going super heavy, but it is what it is. Let's see how it goes. Let's go. Which weight? I think that moved comfortably. It just got into my head beforehand. I was very anxious that it's gonna be very hard. So my pause was minimal as well. But it went up and I think it felt better than the previous week, 152.5. It's a win. Not a big win, but it's a win regardless. Where do I go from here on week 4? That I don't know. I feel like if I do get a spotter, I should try to do 160. But next week it's Easter Monday, so I doubt that there's gonna be anyone here. We'll see. Good top set today. And fucking finally, what do I have next? So I did my single. Next one is gonna be the top set double, which is, ooh, this is juicy. So both the single and the double today are RPE8. Okay, what do I do for my double though? So last week I did 142.5 for RPE7. And I think a good double for me, like if I wanna do the RPE8 correctly, I should do 147.5, I think. Like a safe bet would be 145, but I think I wanna push myself a bit on the double, given how the single went. So yeah, let's do 147.5. So 147.5 kg for RPE8 double. I just did a single at 155 as well, also RPE8. So I'm thinking, like I said last week, I love doing the heavy set first because then everything after feels easy. So I really hope this 147.5 moves nice. Bench press is finally feeling good this block. I'm focused on trying to fix my technique because I've been losing tightness on the bottom of the lift. But so far all the warm-ups and the top set, it felt solid. So all in all, it's turning out to be a good bench press session finally. So let's see how the 147.5 moves for a double. Easy weight. Easy weight. It wasn't perfect. I did it, and I did hit the rack twice, but what matters is that I made it. And this was my week 1 top set single that moved horribly, and now I'm doubling it. So it's a win. Bench press, feeling much better. I still need to continue putting in the work, and it's very important to remind myself that I'm also losing weight. I lost 13 kilos in the last 3 months. And it takes a toll on the bench press for sure. You cannot have everything at the same time. Either way, what's left is my Backoff sets. I think it's 5 sets of 4. And let's check the program. So first one is gonna be 135 kg for 4 reps. And then I do 4 more sets at 127.5. None of this should be hard, or at least not as hard as these two that I just did. But it's a good time to, you know, practice the movement and my new technique. Get the reps in, get the volume in. Let's go, let's do it fast. Easy weight. 4 more backoffs, 127.5. Let's go. One more set, guys. The thing I forgot, last week I mentioned I'm gonna do max grip on my backoffs to get some practice on the max grip. I completely forgot I said that, so I'm not gonna do it now for only one set. I'm gonna continue with the same I've been doing, but next week I'll try to remember. And I've been thinking a bit about coming into this session, and I talked about it last week as well. You know, when things are not going your way, how the easiest thing is to give up, right? But if you just be honest with yourself, look at what you're doing, understand why it's not going your way, implement changes to change that, and then you see what happens. And that's exactly what I did coming into today's session. I paid attention to my sleep, I paid attention to my nutrition, even before coming into this session. And then coming in here, I paid attention to my form. And there were multiple things I spotted that are off, but even fixing just one of them makes a big difference. I rewatched the playback for my top set. Honestly, it looks like it flew. It did feel hard. I would not call it like an easy rep, but looking at the playback, it moved far better than both previous weeks, 147.5 and 152.5. So it's a big difference. And the only thing the only thing that I really changed was my setup, you know, before I even unrack. I made sure my shoulders are tight against the bench and my whole arch, including my glutes and my legs, like my whole body was tight. I was pushing my feet into the ground, pushing my back into the bench, and I tried to keep it throughout the whole movement. Even after I unracked, when the bar was down, I didn't let the bar go, right? I was holding it tight with my whole body, and then I exploded. The only thing I regret was that I didn't really pause at all, like it was a touch and go. But to be fair, I was very scared of it, so you know, coming into this session, knowing how bench has been going, not having a spotter, even though I talked about how failing bench is not that scary if you fail it correctly. But yeah, we're all human after all. But let's do my last backoff set, 4 reps, and then I move on to my incline chest press. Let's go. That was a lot of volume. Let's move on. All right, guys. It's gonna be incline chest press next. 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps, and then the last set is 10% weight reduction, as many reps as possible. And I kept the weight the same as last week because I do so much bench press volume on this day. I don't feel like pushing this hard, so I'm just gonna focus on executing the movement without my elbow going bananas like it always does on these pressing movements. But I noticed on this machine, the reason I get elbow pain is because it's so tight, and then you can see that I would like to grip it far wider, but I can't. So my elbows start to flare a bit, and that's when I get the pinch. So I really need to focus on tucking the elbow in when I push. But when I tuck it in, like I need to stretch to even do that. So yeah, it's not perfect, but it is what it is. Let's go. hard set. 3 more to go. All right, set number 2. I've been also thinking this machine, since I'm having this elbow thing on it as well, and the whole reason I've been switching these accessories was because of getting the elbow pain. I think I started with a dumbbell incline press, which was, I mean, I got the elbow pain sometimes, but not all the time. Then I switched to the incline bench press. Okay, to be fair, there I did not get any elbow pain, but it felt like it was more on my shoulders than on my pecs. Which, don't get me wrong, the incline bench press is a great exercise. It's just that what I need on this specific slot, the accessory on this day, I need a pec heavy exercise. And then I switched to this one, which I definitely do feel in my pecs, but I'm not sure. Like the range of motion is, like you can see, it's almost below my chest, right? But the thing is, on the bottom, it doesn't feel that heavy because this machine, it's designed like that. It's not the same pressure on the bottom as it is like midway through. So I don't know, I'm thinking of doing a full circle and maybe going back to the dumbbells, but we'll see. This block, it stays at least. Let's go. Second set, 8 reps. That was 7.5. Oh, I got the elbow pinch. Oh man, I hate my elbows. God damn it. Yeah, let's just get this over with. Third set, guys. I doubt I'll be able to do 8. Last week I did 6 on the third one, so I'm gonna try to beat that at least. So let's aim for 7. Oh, last set, guys. The weight is down to 100 kg, and I don't remember how much I did the last week, so let's double check that. I did 10 reps. That last set I tried to beat it a bit last week as well, but I just couldn't, it was too hard. But yeah, let's see if I can do 10, maybe even 11. It is a overweight, so. Nope, 10 is all out. Yeah, my chest are fried. That was 7 work sets of bench press, 4 work sets of this. That's like 11 work sets in one workout. Compound movements. Let's go. Next one is back. All right, guys, like I said, next one is back. I have 2 exercises, seated rows, or to be fair, I'm not sure if this machine is called seated rows. I call it that because you sit and it's kind of like a row. I think the seated row is more like a cable thing. Yeah, it's probably called seated rows, I don't know. But you also have the chest support, so okay, on the machine it says row. I'm gonna continue calling it seated rows, I don't care. I have 4 sets. 1 top set at 170 kg, it's 6 reps. And the weight is the same as last week. So I think my accessories, I'm not gonna push any further this block. I might go maybe a bit up on the week 4, I'll see how I feel. But yeah, top set 6 reps at 170. And then I dropped the weight to 140 for 3 more sets. Let's go. The weight is down to 140, guys. I got 3 more sets, 8 reps this time. And I've been thinking, I miss doing bent over rows. Like, that's such a great back exercise. But the thing is, I cannot do it in this Monday workout because it takes so long to finish it regardless. And bent over rows will just make it longer. But maybe next cycle, if I restructure my program a bit, I might be able to do some bent over rows. We'll see. Let's do my Backoff sets. Also a new angle. Second Backoff, guys. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Last set. right, next one is lat pull-downs. 3 sets of 7, 150 kilos today. I think it's the same as last week, and it's the last exercise for the back. So let's just get the work in and move on to the arms. Second set, let's go. Last set, guys. 7 reps, let's go. Alright guys, what's left is my arms superset. I'm already fried, and to be honest with you, I know when you say arms, people think like, oh, the fun part of the workout, that's easy, that's fun. Hell no, man, this shit is the worst part, I would say. Especially because it's a superset, all 3. My cardio is dead at the end of the set too. But yeah, I do triceps extensions, hammer curls, and lateral raises. Supersetted, 3 sets of each, 8 to 15 reps, just to get the pump. The worst thing is I still have abs after, and I'm running short on time as well. I don't want to start my week 3 by skipping abs, so I'm doing my abs no matter what. Let's get this over with. Right guys, I actually forgot I wanted to do plate pinches today as well, not just the dead bugs. But I've been thinking I take my grip strength training a bit too seriously. I've been pushing it too hard. I think I've been doing 3 sets of dead hangs, 3 sets of plate pinches, 3 sets of reverse curls, 3 sets of hammer curls, plus the actual grip work on the Romanian deadlifts and the deadlifts. Right, it's a bit too much. So I'm gonna take off 2 sets from plate pinches and dead hangs this week, and moving forward as well. I think 1 set is enough. I'm just gonna aim to beat my previous time, and that's gonna be it. And I'll still get plenty of grip strength training throughout the week. So I'm gonna do my dead bugs first, and then I think in between sets I'll do that 1 set of plate pinches. And time to beat is 35 seconds. Let's go. Oh, 26 reps, and it wasn't even that hard. My core is getting stronger. Let's do that 1 set of plate pinches as well. So since it's only gonna be 1 set, I wanna give it my all, and let's put on a stopwatch as well. So time to beat, like I said, 35 seconds from last week. I'm gonna start my stopwatch. It's not gonna be super accurate because I'm measuring it myself, so, but I'll at least know where I'm at. And then when I edit the video, it will be super accurate. Let's go. That is 35. Left one was slipping. I think I did 39, but yeah, we'll see when I edit the video. I'm at least sure I did more than 35 from last week. So 4-second PR, baby steps. And this time it was my left hand that started slipping, unlike my last week where the right one was weird. Can also be, you know, these bumper plates, they have these names on the side. Maybe I gripped one of those or something. There's so many variables going into it. But yeah, let's do more dead bugs. 2 more sets, at least 20. Although I should raise that a bit because my core is getting stronger. Let's go. Oh man, I'm fried. One last set, guys. I need to get going. So let's wrap this up. Oh, fuck. That's it. Oh, man. I still need to get up though. Oh, man. But yeah, that's it for the primary bench session, guys. Finally a good bench workout. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but it was far better than the last 2 weeks. And that feels good. Gives me hope. And gotta continue getting my variables in check. You know, sleep, nutrition, stress, all that shit matters. And it does make a difference. And I also need to continue practicing my technique. I think there's still lots of room for improvement. Yeah, we'll see what happens in week 4. Let's check the volume actually. How much volume did I get today? So yeah, today's workout, 16.5 tons of volume, which is a decent amount. It's not too crazy, but it's a decent amount. And I also got 6,500 steps. And keep in mind, I didn't wear my watch for those two or three sets on the bench press, but I was walking around in between. And yeah, I'm gonna go home, eat breakfast, and get to work. Take care, guys. See you on Wednesday squat.